It's crazy how much art got robbed from one guy just getting off because the music and the movies both. It's crazy
Yeah.
he was the Dion of entertainment basically. And that's going on. Door pops open. Cleveland legend Bernie Kosar shows up, who couldn't act his way out of a bag because he can't even act like himself.
There's a
But
few lines, Bernie.
come on, man.
Well, it's about me and this guy, Jerry Seinfeld, who I'd like to call the devil. Hey, Sally. Well, I'm talking as him. So you got to imagine me with horns, a pitchfork, a tail, and hooves for feet.
Happened in the 90s.
Rappers who become actors. There were a lot of performances that were great. Some that were, they should have picked someone else. But Tupac Shakur, man, if he would have had enough time, I think he would have been the greatest. The man was a performer, classically trained in this, Matt.
Yeah, and I think like the movies he was in, it's a wide array of performances too. Like there's a pretty wide range. You know,
Yeah.
he was actually acting. Cameron, he's a great actor in what he's in, but I
he's
don't
him.
know if he's acting.
It's like WWE with Cameron. You know,
Yeah.
it's basically you're playing you, but just the amped up version of you.
Beanie Siegel, respect the portrayal, but I feel like you were pulling from a lot of experience. I don't think there was an acting there, you know?
And they say the same thing about Ice Cube, and I love most of Ice Cube's movies, but it's kind of true. He's just being Ice Cube in everything. Everything.
Yeah, even in the kids stuff, because that's what you want. It's funny to see Ice Cube react to kids as Ice Cube.
That's what you want. If that's the comedic effect, yes. He's the perfect
Snoop
person
Dogg as
for it.
well. I mean, maybe a training day. He's still Snoop Dogg. He's just in a wheelchair.
Just Snoop. But outside of those, man, you got Queen Latifah. You have Will Smith, who won an Oscar. Those two are probably up there. You got Childish Gambino, another like multi-talented guy, man. Tyler, the Creator, he's starting to spin that act. Andre 3000. You know, we could go on Common, Most Def. Most Def is a really good actor. He was classically trained in acting too, man. But yeah, Tupac, Juice, Above the Rim, the movie we're going to talk about later, Gridlock. Gridlock was a change of pace for him, man, and it came out posthumously. And the funny thing about or I don't even say funny, but something interesting about Tupac's career, the people who you can tie to him through his acting, he's only made like less than a handful, probably less than two handsful of movies. But Tim Roth probably has Tupac stories. Mickey Rourke probably has Tupac. Some of these like white as a white guys. Dan Aykroyd, and possibly John Candy might have had a Tupac story. Chevy Chase might have a Tupac story.
Wasn't Jim Belushi in a movie with him?
Jim Belushi might have a Tupac story.
Yeah.
Just like these guys. Yeah, I remember with me and Pac, we were in a trailer. Yeah, man, we were passing the blood. Like, really? You?
What?
Dude. So that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's interesting. Like, these guys, they're probably somewhere sharing a Tupac story right now.
I bump into this gigantic person. It's Suge Knight.
Yeah,
I almost crap myself.
Yeah.
That is funny, though. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of crazy how much of an impact he had even in the small amount of movies he was. Because, like, Juice, legendary. Poetic Justice, I mean, legendary. People still watch it. People still love it. That's me included. Shit, and I mean, man, that's wild. And to think of if he was still acting, he probably would have had like multiple Oscars at this point.
Even with this one, it's a different kind of Tupac performance. And who knows, man? They could have made him an R word. They could have made him a serial killer. They could have made him like a performer in a biopic. Instead of having a biopic of him, he could be playing somebody.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how much art got robbed from one guy just getting off because the music and the movies both. It's crazy he was the Dion of entertainment, basically.
Ooh, I like that, man. Look, you see, you're not that frozen. You put that together.
I'm heating up, Steve. You got me kind of angry about when you called me out, so now I'm heated.
All right, man. Cool out. I need you to cool out in that starter jacket. Man.
But no, man, and the movie, honestly, I was gonna say this was one of his worst movies, but he doesn't have a lot of, and even in the bad movies, like I guess that you could call bad, it's not because of him. He's not pulling some move where it's like, yeah, get Pac in this because he's an actor or whatever, and then he just takes a massive dump on screen. He's acting, you
He
know?
put his all in it, man.
Yeah,
So
dude.
he really gave his all into everything.
I mean, we could have a whole 50 shows about Tupac, but it is crazy how good he was at multiple things. And as somebody who's not great at any one thing, I'm just kind of a mishmash of stuff. It's really amazing to see somebody that excels so well in things that are like so hard too, creative things. I wonder if he'd stick around though, because he's also an opinionated guy. I wonder with the climate how long he would have stayed around, you know, like or been included in the Hollywood gestalt, you know.
That's another good one. Like dot. Who knows, man?
It's weird to think about. Rest in peace, Tupac, from the whitest of white guys. Just another white guy that's just talking about Tupac, Steve.
Matt's got Tupac stories.
Man, me and Pac back in the day, Steve. He came to Perrysburg one time.
Man, should
That's
have
why
told
he got that stomach tattoo. I did it.
This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Alice in Chains and your pinky in the brains and go, are, are, Rico. Are, suave.
Rico.
Dude, I let's get into it, Steve. I'm feeling Rico Suave right now.
Well, today, my friend, we're talking all things January 29th in the 90s. Starting off in 1991.
It's so good, Steve.
Starting off in 1991, Gerardo releases Mo Ritmo. Oh man, this is the one we came to the party for, Matt.
This is it.
This is it, man.
Everybody was on this shit, Steve. And I honestly, man, Rico Suave, bring it back.
You could do your Alex Wright dance to this.
Yeah. It's got a simple rhythm. Gerardo, man. I bet in 91 was just slamming, Steve. To this.
Suave.
At least the early part of the 90s. By 97, 98, you're like, oh my, it's Gerardo again.
Stop playing that stuff, man.
He's coming back in town for another. Oh my god, what happened to Gerardo?
Hey, remember that guy Gerardo that we partied with in 92? Apparently he's playing a county fair, so he wants us to show up.
I can't believe I let him go raw on me.
I had a problem after I had to go see a doctor after I hung out with Gerardo.
I bet he was going raw on a lot of chicks in 91 though, because this was perfect timing for his style, for his skill set. Because this is what I didn't know about Gerardo. Not only does he do this, like, you know, I don't know what you call it, Hispanic music. He also he raps. He raps.
Yeah, dude, he's got some flames that he's burning, Steve.
And he sucks. His rap sucks.
Like, it's bombastic.
It sucks, man. It's early 90s rap. It's like if our dads try to rap, man. Like, it's really, hey, how we doing? And then how I come in.
Rico.
That's all you need. You need to just say nonsense until you get back to
Rico.
That's all I care about. Honestly, that's all I care about. Like, this whole album, Matt.
Just repeat it. Just keep going. Like, maybe change the beat up because there's not really that much else to listen to on this album, Steve. But I added Rico Suave to the mix. I'll be honest. I'm working out to Rico Suave now.
I feel that, dog. But like, The Rico Suave part is all I came for, man. Like then he goes back to the I'm walking down the street, and then we got like man, do Rico Suave or rap, or do the Rico Suave because you can't do both, man. You try to be the Dion of this, but you man, pick one, man.
You're not multi-talented. You look good with a jacket with nothing on under it. Stick to that. Do some sit-ups, Gerardo, because that's it.
That's it, bro.
And honestly, I got to think that maybe he influenced the Joey Lawrence look a little bit because Joey was kind of pulling a Gerardo-esque look. And I hate to put one thing to another, but maybe he influenced culture in that way. But Rico Suave was a movement, Steve. There was people doing coke, grinding on each other in a club, just waiting to hear
Suave.
It's funny that you said Joey Lawrence because Gerardo is totally somebody that Six and Blossom would sneak out to go see because Blossom got caught kissing a boy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Gerardo, shout out. Is he still alive, Steve? I hate to just say that, but
he's still with us making music. He put out a single last year, and actually, man, I think he might have gotten better at the game, man. He's not rapping as much. He's making sounds. In this song, I heard he's making sounds with the music.
Okay, so it's more of like the skeeting, scatting type situation.
And even on this album, the actual music, I'll give it props. The music is groovy, but then he starts rapping, and that's when you lost me.
Take you to McDonald's. My buddy name is Ronald. Suave.
Now I'm back in it. Now I'm back.
That's how he got the producer. They're like, man, I don't know. Oh,
yeah. We back in the mix. Yeah, Gerardo. 1993 matinee premieres. The teenage son of a Navy sailor newly. God damn it. The teenage son of a Navy sailor newly stationed in Key West gets some excitement. Shut up, Matt. With his friends. With his friends, when a small-time film producer comes to town to premiere a kitschy horror film during the Cuban Missile Crisis, directed by Joe Dante, starring John Goodman, Kathy Moriarty, Simon Fenton, Omri Kantz, Kelly Martin, and Lisa Jakub.
From the guy who brought you Gremlins. You watched this, right, Steve? I got to say, a huge matinee fan, especially after rewatch. Really enjoyed it.
I did watch it, and the dad in Gremlins and Gremlins 2, he's in this movie.
The inventor guy?
The inventor guy, Dick Miller, that's his name, a longtime character actor, and he passed away in 2019 at the age of 90. But yeah, I just found it ironic that you said Gremlins, and yeah, he's actually in the movie. I mean,
it's not a coincidence. I mean, Joe Dante obviously worked with the dude, brought him in this, but
that's true.
I always dug this movie. I didn't appreciate it as much as a kid. I always, I thought it was kind of like Dennis the Menace times. So I was like, it is what it is. But as an adult watching this, the story's cool. It's kind of like coming of age story. John Goodman kills it as always. Just kind of like the idea of like how they paint making movies and like what movies are, and especially horror movies. I just thought it was really cool. I like the vibe of this.
Yeah. Kelly Martin, I think she ended up being like a big star in ER. Was she in ER?
That's that girl. The one that goes off in the school that's like, this isn't going to help. She's very beautiful. I had a crush on this girl when I was a kid because of this movie.
Yeah, and she's still hot, man.
Of course. She kind of looks like Winnie Cooper a little bit. She has like a Winnie. She's like, maybe it's the long hair.
She's got the girl next door look for sure.
Yeah. But in the movie, it's a cool way that they kind of, you see the Cuban Missile Crisis is involved in this. It's like very heavily like part of the story because of the time period. Yeah. And also John Goodman's this director who makes horror movies, but he's trying to like 4D a movie where you would kind of physically experience the movie and watch the movie. So there's a lot of cool stuff and like funny stuff about it too that pops up because of that.
They tap into that time period because they really were experimenting with their films and the experience of watching these films in the theaters, like having rumble seats and having these extra effects, these special effects to enhance your viewing pleasure, I guess.
even having like a guy dressed in a monster costume,
Yeah.
pop up and like the lady be like, "Look out behind you," and you're like in the movie now, kind of stuff like that. So I don't know, man. Movies that show making movies and like have like I don't know, have like a nostalgia and passion for like the behind the scenes stuff. There's a scene in this where John Goodman's talking to like this kid that's in the town that is interested in movies. I think he's one of the main characters, and he's kind of just talking about like movies and storytelling, and they show like even like how it goes back to like cave drawings and stuff. It's just this cool speech that he has. It's kind of like, to me, the heart of the movie is like that vibe, basically, if that makes sense.
And it also shows you the links that producers go through to promote their films. Like he went all out, basically breaking kayfabe the whole nine.
Oh yeah, genius. And I love how this movie could have gone on to make. They could have had sequels to this because he's like off to the next one.
Yeah.
So I dig it. And I mean, it's John Goodman, man. So it's one of those things where as long as somebody's there to film what he's doing, it's probably going to be a good movie. The guy's a legend.
90s John Goodman, man. Couldn't go wrong. Also in 1993, Sniper premieres. A veteran U.S. Marine sniper is partnered with a rookie sniper as a spotter to take out a politician and a rebel leader in the jungles of Panama. Directed by Louis Loza, starring Tom Berenger, Billy Zane, and J.T. Walsh. Yeah, man, I know Matt's about this.
Oh, Zane, dude.
The Zane train. Ding, ding,
Come
ding, ding.
on, dude. I dig the movie, man. This was just one of those movies you'd watch with your buddies, war movie. It's got Tom Berenger playing a hardened war vet. So we've seen this movie before a little bit, but now he's a sniper, Steve. Now he's an expert. He's a vet.
He's a sniper. And this is my first time seeing this. I didn't know Tom Berenger could be this badass in a movie. Like, he is really kicking ass. He's laying down the law. He's putting Billy Zane in his place. Like, look, Rook, you follow me or else you're going to die.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Zane, I love how Zane goes a little off the rocker, too, where he starts seeing stuff, and it almost turns into sniper. Well, it does turn to sniper on sniper for a while because Zane loses it. He can't handle the action, but a lot of cool sniper stuff. I feel like, honestly, I've watched a video, and it's strange. I'm not into, like, war and stuff, but this is like a sniper's sniper movie where, like, legit snipers are like, the stuff that they're showing in this is accurate. This is, like, the best representation of sniping and this and that and the other. But to me, it's just Tom Berenger being a badass, Steve, killing Panamanians. I loved it. It's crazy this is the first time you've seen it because I feel like this is the 90s, like, go to the video store, it's available all the time, and rent it movies.
It was, man. And I think maybe that was why, I don't know, kind of, if I hadn't seen it by the time it hit the stores and I see it always available, like, nobody wants it. That's probably how I looked at it. Like, Apocalypse Now, I looked at Sniper as like a microcosm, a 90s microcosm of that. If you just focused on like a couple guys and they were over there fighting in the 90s.
Yeah, and shout out to the very ugly white guy who's in the Panamanian gang who tortures Tom Berenger at the end. Very ugly. He's got some sort of weird, like, blonde pedo stash. Very weird. But he does something in a sniper movie that I feel is like the ultimate FU to snipers, and he rips off his sniper trigger finger, Steve. And I just thought that was a cool little thing to do as a villain, even as an ugly villain, Steve, because he's got some Clint Howard vibes. I'll say that.
To me, he looked like Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey without hair. Yeah, Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey is already gross, but taking off the hair, yeah.
He looked like he was a corpse that they put a mustache on or something. Something was wrong. But Sniper, Tom Berenger, if he's in a jungle sweating, shooting people, I'm in. The movie's probably going to be heat.
In 1995, the Super Bowl 39 at the Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami, Florida, San Francisco 49ers beat San Diego Chargers 49-26. The MVP,
I think it's 29, Steve. Sorry. I just want to correct you on that.
Thank you. See, I deserve that. Super Bowl 29, and the 49ers beat the Chargers 49-26. MVP is Steve Young. And the reason I was going to bring up the Steelers is because Both of those teams beat our team to get to the Super Bowl. The
Yep.
Chargers, I think it was Stan Humphries against Neil O'Donnell.
I think it was Neil O'Donnell. Yep, definitely Neil O'Donnell for sure.
Because
I
Cordell
remember
wasn't there yet. Yeah.
now, or if he was just like a punt returner. They hadn't actually
Yeah.
like using him as what he was, but definitely heartbreaking for me because we were right there, Steve. We both experienced the same heartbreak.
Exactly.
So there was that, but I do remember this, and for me, as the guy who his team got beat by the Chargers, loved watching this because they were getting slammed. This was the complete domination. I mean, there was no chance of a comeback.
One of the biggest blowouts in Super Bowl history, man. At least at that time. I think both games were pretty good. Like, they're iconic conference games. I remember watching both, and you guys weren't too far. I want to say it was neck and neck. And the same thing with us. Like, they spanked us at first. The Niners did, because Dion, he was all over the place, man. And then the Cowboys caught up. But, man, the Niners that year, they were just too much. They were too much, man, on offense and defense.
I think, honestly, the Chargers, I don't remember the offense as much as I think the defense was just one of those beast defenses. I think they still had Seau at this point.
Seau.
It probably wasn't a very high-scoring game. I might be wrong about that, but
the running back was Natron Means, because I remember the announcer would always be, Natron means business.
Not that game, though. Not that game at all. Yeah, so enjoyed that. I remember watching this in Perrysburg at a house of somebody. You know, we went to a Super Bowl party. I'm playing Nintendo, and there was a dad at the party who was a 49ers fan who just kept coming into the Nintendo room the kids were at, like cursing, and just then realizing there were kids there and being like, God, hey, sorry, kids. And that was just my night watching.
Typical Niners fan. A Niners fan would do that, cuss in front of kids.
Yeah, it's trashy, dude. It doesn't matter. You can take the San Francisco out of the Niners, but you know.
Yeah, you know the rest.
You know, Steve.
In 1997, a Drew Carey show was airing Drewstock. Lewis and Oswald rent the place above the Warsaw. The gang decide to wind up Buzz Beer and throw a party offering free beer to liquidate the leftover inventory. Kate finds some new girlfriends who turn out to be doppelgangers of the guys. Hilarity ensues.
Straight up doppelgangers. This is a great episode of the show, Steve. I enjoyed this from front to back. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, man. Drew Carey. Did you know he is a WWE Hall of Famer? This is random. I'm sorry, but yeah.
When was he involved with the WWE? Was it during this time?
It was in the 2000s, man, where he would make appearances, and I think he was a part of some angle. And so, yeah, that's right. And I'm only bringing that up because another guy that we're going to talk about later is tied to WWE, which is also random.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of degrades the Hall of Fame, if you ask me, man. But I love you, Drew Carey. Still a huge fan. But we start this off with Oswald and Lewis. They want Drew to look over this lease for their new apartment. And it's written on a piece of paper.
It's a bar napkin, Steve.
It's a bar napkin, yeah. And they also have their credit report on the toilet seat cover.
They got to fill that out. It's blank right now, but they'll fill it out. What a disaster, though. 2 alcoholics living above a bar, Steve. This is going to be dark, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a quicker way to get whores.
Even in the PJs. So he's helping him out. He's the organized guy, Steve. He's got glasses. So clearly he's the one that knows the most, right?
Of course.
After he reviews the toilet seat cover to make sure that that's all hunky-dory, he goes on to the business of Buzz Beer. I think Kate shows up at this point too, if I'm not mistaken.
In her bridesmaid dress.
Yeah, she's kind of pissed off, but Drew's worried, Steve, because he's going over the numbers, and the math's not mathing up on Buzz Beer in general. It's not sustaining.
So they think about raising the price to like $30. Lewis is like, look, we could sell this. We can make it the penis enlarging, cancer curing, fat reducing, guaranteed to get you into heaven beer.
I'm in. Rhino XL, the beers, Steve. That's all you got to do. Put a rhino on it, say it makes your D hard. You're sold. You're going to sell out in 7-Elevens across the country. Drew's a God-fearing man. He's not willing to do that. So he says, and I love this, Drew's a true generous person. He's like, we got all this beer. We're never going to make a profit. Let's just throw a party and just get everybody cracking on this. Caffeined up and drunk. It's a weird thing that they've created. They've created a speedball in a bottle, Steve. I don't know if you realize that.
Caffeine and beer, man. And Kate's like, I got it. Let's put it in a bottle shaped like a vase. And when they're done, they could put flowers in it. And Drew's like, free beer it is.
Yeah. Keep the ideas off the table, Kate. And then we go to the intro, Steven. Again, I think I pointed this out every time we've watched this show recently. The theme song that we get at the end of this series is not the theme song that we got at the beginning, and I'm sad about that. I miss Cleveland Rocks, man.
We'll get there, man.
Why did they change the theme song so much, I wonder?
You know, that's what you do seasons. You know, like we do it. We change things over the seasons.
It makes me sad, Steve. I want Cleveland Rocks. Here's what I will say. Respect, because they're throwing everything they can at the wall. They're trying everything. And regardless, the product's great. I'm just saying, Cleveland Rocks is just fantastic. But on to the Warsaw, Steve. We're here. We're drinking. Drew's waiting for his buddies to show up. They're running late. He gives them a call. Turns out they're right on time because they live right above the place. They got the place, Steve. They're living right above the Warsaw. And maybe they haven't had their clothes unpacked yet because they're wearing the PJs. It's pretty wild.
Yeah. So they're talking, and Kate, she comes in with a lady named Jewel, and she's wearing the same glasses as Drew. So she meets Drew and the guys. Oswald says, there's something about you that seems eerily familiar. Can you take the glasses off? Can you put them back on? No, nothing.
I mean, even in the Bizarro universe, Steve, it's just crazy. It's like they went to Lilith Fair and found their doppelgängers.
Basically.
Especially Drew's. I don't know. That's a Pat situation there. I don't understand what's happening, but they're hanging out. They're having it up.
I don't either, Matt.
Then Drew looks past himself as a lady and finds this hot little redhead at the bar who's just fetching, Steve.
Yeah, she's checking Drew out, apparently. Jules' other friends show up, and they're doppelgangers of Lewis and Oswald. So they're all Kate's new friends now. And she's going to go out, hang out with her new female friends, because that was her gripe. She doesn't think she has at least 5 female friends, like her homegirl does, who's getting married. And now they're going to talk about girly stuff. Her and her new friends are going to shop and talk about boys and things of that nature. So they go off.
Suck. How bad their mom's a bitch? Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, Kate. Let's go.
Yeah. And the one chick, she plays Dauber's girlfriend in Coach.
Is that okay? Obviously, because there's the other one that just talks like Ryan Stiles' character too. He's like very like chill. So is that one? Oh
Yeah.
wow, I don't remember that. But anyway, I mean, she's riding her way through the '90s, Steve, from Coach to the boys in Cleveland. But Drew finally connects with this hottie. He tries to throw a little sauce on her because I think she comes over and there's this. What does she say?
She asked for some ketchup.
Yeah, that's it. And it's for chili cheeseburgers. And Oswald and Lewis are like, ooh, Drew, is this fate? Because look at Drew. He likes a chili cheese dog or whatever, Steve.
Hell yeah. And he also finds out she loves the Cavs. You like the Cavs? Who doesn't? He's like, hey, Drew, go ahead. She's a Cavs fan? Yeah. Yeah.
Green LeBron?
Right. I guess she has her own bakery.
Yeah, that's her job. Through all this, Drew's just like trying to not ruin it, not fumble the ball. But she's into it, Steve. She's throwing him some eyes. He throws the Cavs score. They like the Cavs. They like ketchup. They like chili cheeseburgers or whatever. He wants something. And luckily he has a party. I think he brings up the party, tells her about it. She's into the party. But in the whole conversation, he just never actually gets the digits or even a name, which is crazy. I mean, this woman's throwing it at you, Steve. As a fat guy, you get this kind of action? You're getting some information. I need to write this down, please.
What vicinity of the city do you live in? I could 411 to your ass at least.
What is a landmark? Is there a McDonald's? I don't know. What can I look for? Please let me find you, dream girl.
Now we're at work. He tells Mimi, "You're not invited to the party."
Yeah, sorry, Mimi. Invitation got thrown out, bitch. I love this relationship. They're 5 seconds away from killing each other at all times. This is going to end in a death. She catches him making flyers on company time, which, Mimi's going to clock that. He's got to get the word out for this party, Steve.
Mimi's not concerned really because she's about to get taken out to lunch with Mr. Wick, something that she's been waiting for a while now. And she's preparing herself for this lunch. She sprays her hair, just thinking it's hairspray, but it ends up being spray paint. She sprays her hair all gray.
I like Drew's just looking at it. One, the creepy mask thing she has to protect her face is insane. That's weird.
Yeah.
But she's lacquer and stuff on. I mean, she's got a specific look, so I get that. But I like Drew's just sitting there like, yeah, you missed a spot. And it's pure white, Steve. It looks kind of crazy. Honestly, I didn't know it was spray paint. That's dangerous. I thought it was the stuff you spray on a tree to make it look like snow.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, and it was white. Mr. Wick shows up now, but Mimi can't let him see her like this. So she ducks underneath the table, and she has to cancel lunch now because she's on a special diet.
I have to eat like this and under the desk. And Mr. Wick's like, but you've been waiting for this. She can't see what he's doing above the desk. And he's like, I feel terrible. He didn't want to go out to lunch. He doesn't have the salary to pay for that lunch, Steve. That's a mighty bill. She's not going cheap, but he's out of that. I do like as she's under the desk and he goes back into the office, he's like, look, this flyer thing, charge Drew for this. I like he's petty about that. 10 cents? That's not enough.
I guess everything in the envelope will be read by the whole city because Mr. Wick orders her to put everything that's in there on the newspaper.
It's the insert. So everything that goes in there that's in that folder goes out to everybody that gets a newspaper. So Mimi's like, oh, hey, make me look like I'm the victim of a bukkake. Guess I'll throw this little dumb flyer into this. So now Drew's flyer, it's not just for a close group of friends and family. This thing's going out to Cleveland at large. Having some drinking people, Steve. We know that.
Man, who you telling? And we cut back to Drew's house. We hear some cars beeping. And Drew's like, man, what the hell is happening? Oswald comes in there. He's like, it's like 1,000 cars follow me.
That's a parking situation. So Drew's like, what the hell's going on here? I think somebody points out that his flyer was in the paper. He's like, that wasn't in my paper. So he pulls his paper out. He goes through and he's like, oh, crap. Everybody, just what we said, everybody in Cleveland knows about this. And they're trying to find parking, trying to just get at that beer, Steve. That sweet nectar.
Yeah, it's all of Cleveland because we cut to the next scene and the house is full, man. At least all of Cuyahoga County.
This looks like old school BG parties, Steve. There's people hanging from the ceiling. National Guard gets called, but they're not there to save anybody. They're here to party. They're here for that brew, bro. Well, how bad is it in the 90s in Cleveland? Everybody needs this, Steve. Drew, he's like, we got to stop this. I'm going to get kicked out of my house. The neighbors are pissed. Pretty sure a guy's urinating in my china cabinet over there. So he tries to like yell at everybody. He's like, hey, pulls out a little toilet paper tube, tries to use that as like a little megaphone. Nobody cares, Steve.
Yeah.
People could care. They're like, bro, we're here for the drinks, my guy.
Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he sees someone making a phone call, so he makes it up to him, and he's like, Hey, man, you can't be making personal calls on my phone. Oh, snap. It's the mayor of Cleveland, Mayor Michael White.
Mike, he's trying to make some important calls, Steve, but they're long distance, which he's the mayor of Cleveland. Why are you making long distance calls, bro? You're in Cleveland.
Hey, man, he's got to make some player plans.
Man, I got to call 1-800-FAT-GIRLS, man. Get out of here.
Michael White, man, he was preceded by George Voinovich, the governor of Ohio at the time. He's actually from Cleveland, Michael White, and he is an alum of the Ohio State. So shout out to Michael White. I like the little joke at the end where he's like, I found a new place to put the rubble for the old stadium.
They throw a couple of jabs at the Modell family, too, in this as well. So for Cleveland fans, I think that's, everybody wanted that, right?
Everyone.
Not me, though.
I love it. But he's like, yeah, that's cool. You're the mayor and all, but it's still my phone. Hang up.
Yeah. Fuck that rubble. And then somebody's like, Drew, there's some redhead looking for you. So Drew finds out that redhead, she's here, Steve. There's a sea of people between him and this beautiful lady. And he just can't get to her.
But she shouts, and they correspond at least through the sea of people. And after Kate comes from doing that, she runs into her new associates, I guess. I guess they lied to her. They had plans to meet up, but they were like, nah, we can't do it. We're all sick. Or something like that. She runs into them, and they're like, oh, my God, you ditched me? So you just ditched me? Well, here's the thing. We don't want to talk about shopping and boys. And you're too angry.
Too girly. Butch Drew, she lays down the law, and Kate's a little taken aback. She just found out her new friends, which resemble her old friends, which is a whole other thing that's kind of weird, have ditched her, and that's gotta hurt. But Butch Drew, she's like, get out of here. Let me enjoy this beer, some peace and quiet. I don't care about your mom. I don't care about your overbearing mom.
That pisses Kate off. So she comes at Jewel, bizarro girl Drew. The girls, they just lift her. They lift her, and she basically gets crowd surfed back into the living room.
She's like, watch the hands, fellas. But then she sees like a handsome guy's like, not you. Keep going.
And now Lewis and Oswald, they're in the garage, and at some point Lewis rolls Oswald on the conveyor.
His back hurts. He needs a little chiropractic,
I could use one of those.
Me too.
And then Drew comes in. He's like, what are you guys doing, man? I'm having my house just ravaged by all these strangers. I'm trying to be a host and at the same time kick them out. But here, you know what? How about I hop on?
Yeah, roll me a little bit. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And he's getting rolled. He's getting fully relaxed. And that's going on. Door pops open. Cleveland legend Bernie Kosar shows up, who couldn't act his way out of a bag because he can't even act like himself.
There's a few lines, Bernie.
Come on, man. Just act natural. Act like yourself. I can't. But Bernie shows up, and to a Cleveland person, seeing Bernie Kosar, especially at this time, like seeing Jesus Christ. For real. And they're as amazed as they would if JC showed up.
Hey, you're Bernie Kosar. Hey, you're the guy with the crew cut and the glasses. A redhead wanted me to tell you thanks.
Wait, she's here? Wait, where is she? I think Bernie also throws a pass to the mayor also. I think we might have overlooked that. But so Drew knows about that. Olivia and Lois, Oswald and Lewis's counterparts, pop into the garage. And it seems like, they were looking for each other, but then it looks like they kind of finally realize that they're about to have sex with themselves, and they go their separate ways.
Yeah, it gets real awkward. And now we cut back to the house. Wick is hammered. Hey, Carey.
No, dude, that was it. That's all you got to do. That's your Mr. Wick impersonation, Steve. Drew
tried to make it to his bedroom. There's a guard, a doorman of the bedroom, of upstairs, and he's like, it's not your bedroom now. It's Little Richard's bedroom. Little Richard's in my bedroom? And Joe Walsh. They have a list, and you're not on it. And then you see Mimi coming downstairs. Like, what the hell? How'd you get up there?
I feel like also on the staircase is Roseanne's boss from the diner, Steve.
Thank you. Martin Mull. Yes, I was going to call that out. And
he's just hanging out, Steve.
in a Cleveland Browns leather jacket because he grew up in Ohio and he was a lifelong Browns fan. So we lost him in 2024, man. He's a legend in the game. Fernwood Tonight, Johnny Carson parody show from back in the 70s, all the way up to Roseanne and even further, man. But yeah, I'm glad you caught Martin Mull.
I was like, is that freaking... Yeah. I mean, this is a party, Steve. Everyone's getting crunked up. There's some joints going around, I think. Couple of blunts. But Drew just can't connect with this redhead, and he can't even move around his own house, Steve. Or else Little Richard's very beefy security guard is going to beat his ass. And that guy has been in everything.
He's always that guy in everything. Everything. He's always the big black, I'll beat your ass.
Get him. Do something terrible. And he just comes up. He just shows up. So shout out to that guy. You're awesome.
We can't fit Tiny Lister in our budget. Who can we get? Oh, the other guy who does that.
Yeah, that guy. Big Butchie.
Big Butchie with the Fu Manchu. Make sure he doesn't cut that damn Fu Manchu because that adds to it.
He needs the sunglasses.
That's
Can't see his eyes.
The mystery. But Little Richard does come downstairs. Him and Joe Washman look up to the Hotel California.
We were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, baby. We needed a brewski. Joe Walsh, though, I mean, this is two legends just being brought together by Drew Carey. So respect to that. He's got that kind of power, Steve. He's got that kind of pull.
Joe Walsh ends up being a recurring character on the show too in the later seasons.
Dang, I didn't even know that. He's got Mole in the house. He's got Joe Walsh. He's got Little Richard. Kozar's running around. The mayor of Cleveland. Is this episode of Drew Carey? Or is this like an Illuminati meeting for Ohio, Steve? I don't know.
And the next day, we see them all cleaning up after that huge gala. It's one of those. And Drew gets a call for some Buzz beer. He tells them like, hey, sorry, but we're all out. And that's like the 11th call. They kept receiving these calls all morning. Kate's like, look, all these people are calling about Buzz beer. We can't just give up now. You know, you're right. We can't give up.
We're throwing away all this PR. We're idiots. Buzz beer back on the market. Let's get to going on this. They're being a little loud though, Steve, because they get shushed. Because Joe Walsh and Little Richard are playing chess in the living room.
And Black Butch is the referee, I guess, the moderator.
Well, he obviously knows a lot about chess, Steve. That's what he does when he's not eating and working out.
Little Richard gets the checkmate. Oh, shut up. And on that same day in 97, another stand-up comedian, Seinfeld, is airing season 9, episode 13, the cartoon. Sally Weaver makes fun of Jerry. George's new girlfriend looks just like Jerry. Kramer takes a vow of silence, and Elaine gets a job drawing cartoons for the New Yorker. Hilarity ensues.
Wild.
So we had girls who look like guys, and now a girl who looks like a guy.
And the last look we get of that girl looking like a guy is insane. So we'll get to that. We're walking down the street, and Jerry's walking with Kramer, but he sees, like, down the street a familiar face. One Sally Weaver, who is this woman, Steve? What's her name?
Kathy Griffin.
That's it. Cameo by Kathy Griffin. Playing basically herself, let's be honest with you.
Pretty much.
He's like, oh, for Christ's sake. I don't want to talk to this woman. It's one of those like ugly Jason situations where he's just like, I don't know, we got to figure this out. And Kramer's like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with this chick? So I guess she's just a bad actress, always asking him to go to like weird contemporary acting, like theater stuff. And she just can't cut it. You just wish she would stop.
And she's Susan Ross's old roommate. And Susan Ross is the fiance that died, George's fiance that died. So George and Jerry, they just want to move away from that whole story and like anything associated with it. So that adds to it. And then Sally, she sees them and approaches like, hey, Jerry, are you not accepting my invites to my show? And then Kramer, with no filter, he's like, I think you need to give it up.
What? And then he just throws Jerry on. He's like, no, because Jerry said that. And I got to be honest with you. Like, if you stink that bad, like, you should just give it up. So Kramer, he tells it like it is.
All right, now let's grab us a booth. And then he walks off, and it's just Jerry and Sally being awkward. Like, oh, so Susan's dead.
So then we cut into the restaurant. Kramer's kind of just like explaining himself. He's like, I think she's happy. You know, she finally heard the truth. So I've set her free, basically. But Jerry's like, you can't be telling people that. You can't tell them things like that. It'll upset them. It makes me look bad. What the hell?
Well, I guess I don't need to be here. I'll just grab a bite at your place. Yeah, dude.
This guy's a nightmare, dude. Elaine, she's got this New Yorker cartoon, and she's like, you're a comedian. Do you understand this? I don't get this. And I got to be honest with you, Steve. This is a complaint I have about New Yorker cartoons. I'm not smart enough. I never understand them. I don't get it.
Or they're just not funny. There's always that. Don't try to, don't pee on our leg until it's raining. Sometimes you don't hit your mark.
At least a Playboy cartoon, it will be a bad cartoon, but there'll be like an animated titty on it or something. Like they give you something to look at.
Something. A stenciled nipple.
Yeah, dude. Even Jerry's like, I don't know. I'm a comedian. I don't get it. George shows up and he's like, that's great. That's awesome. She's like, wait, explain what's awesome about it. He's like, I was lying. I don't get it.
Yeah. He was like, and then Elaine's like, hey, we're two intelligent people. And George's like, all right, whatever. It's like, I enjoyed reading your email. And then George is like, look at the number on the corner. That's the page number.
Oh. So nobody gets it. George is like, seems a little off too. And he's like, look, man, my new lady's here, Janet. She's about to show up. So you guys are going to meet her. She shows up. She's very nice. She's like, nice to meet you guys. I've heard a lot about you. He's like, we don't got enough time to go get stuff at the grocery store, which I respect to George. I mean, I think everybody does this. Don't buy the snacks at the movie theater. He takes whatever that was, Steve. Maybe they got some Skittles up front. I don't know.
That's some candy.
Some. Elaine just says to Jerry, like, yeah, she looks exactly like you. And Jerry, I'd feel kind of shitty too, honestly. I'd feel a little insulted.
Yeah, I hope I never come across a lady that looks like me. That should not be a thing.
Please.
Please don't exist.
I want to see that monstrosities.
And
Too long. What the fuck?
What the? And we find out Sally called. She's quitting the biz. You ruined her life. No, you ruined her life.
You told her. You said it. Jerry can't have that. He's like, I can't be the reason she stops. She should stop because she sucks.
And she turns to the porn industry.
Yeah, that's the logical cycle of Hollywood. You get in, you get eaten up, you get popped out from porn. And that's just how it's got to go, Steve. You don't just stop because somebody tells you suck. Then you suck.
It's the circle of Hollywood.
Hey, this is how it goes.
You know, I always thought you looked like Lena Horne. George, he shows up with Janet and Kramer with no filter. I think you look just like Jerry. And this is eerie. You look like twins. George is like, no, she doesn't. Janet says, you know what? We kind of do look alike. How do you know what you look like?
I love Kramer just immediately telling a woman she looks like a man. That's tough. But Jerry's like, dude, you need to keep your mouth shut. Stop it. You're going to get us killed at some point. And that's just a time bomb waiting to go off in and of itself. So that happens. We cut to the restaurant, and Jerry's actually having a meeting with Sally. Feels terrible. And he's, kind of fluffing her up a bit. And he's like, look, you can't quit. Everybody in Hollywood sucks. No one's good. It's just the way it is. So just keep going. If you keep going, you're going to eventually, bust through that wall. I see it in you, Sally. So he kind of convinces her to keep going, Steve. It's his fault.
Now get out there and
Stink it up like everybody else does. Get out there, kid. Hollywood.
thank you. I'm going to do it. And then she just sits there. No.
Now he's her Obi-Wan, Steve. He's leading her, or, he's just pushing her towards water again. So cut back to Jerry's. Elaine's asked around. She's asked New York at large, do you understand this cartoon? No one. Not even the guy at the library, Steve.
She teases George saying, like, hey, I like Janet. She's nice. She's quiet. She's a handsome woman.
So she just drops that bomb and just leaves. So now George is like, he's just thinking about it. Tensions are rising in the apartment, Steve. It's getting a little bit weird. And it's making it so it's just kind of awkward between George and Jerry now. They just can't be alone together.
George's like, Elaine, right? You don't think Janet... No. I mean, neither of us... I'm not gay. And then they go get Kramer. And so Kramer, I think he makes it even more weird, and to the point where George leaves. And Jerry's getting pissed off. It's like, dude, what the hell is up with you? And Kramer's like, you know what? I've been shooting off at the mouth. That girl whose life you ruined, and then the lady, Jerry. I'm never going to talk again. George has a Jerry girlfriend. I'm not going to tell people that.
I'm not going to tell people that you look like a penis with a weird haircut. That's just never going to come out of my mouth again. That's my promise. Yep. And Jerry's like, look, man, there's no way. There's no way you, Kramer K. Kramer, or whatever your name, Cosmo Kramer, there's no way. Kramer's sure of it, though, Steve.
Most communication is nonverbal anyways. See, watch this. And he does his little Kramerisms. Now we cut to the New Yorker, and a familiar face, Bentley from the Jeffersons. He is, I guess, the head editor or executive of the New Yorker. He's talking to Elaine about this cartoon. She shows him the cartoon, and she's like, why is this funny? Why are animals reading an email funny?
It's merely a commentary, Elaine. It's nothing more than that.
It's a slice of life. Nah. A pun. No. Volstein. It's not even a word.
Whimsadoodles.
Why did you print it? I like the kitty.
He basically admits no one at the New Yorker knows what it means. It's really, she's uncovered a scam, Steve. Some kind of weird scam that I don't understand. It's not making anybody any money, but she really dresses this guy down as she's going off on him. I think the guy's like, you know what? I like your opinions.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's an attempt to save his reputation, just kind of hide this, or if he's really into Elaine in that way and just is like, you know what the New Yorker needs? A little bit more Elaine Bettis.
The world needs a little bit more Elaine Bettis. Hey. And Sally's talking to Jerry now. She tells him, you really inspired me. Kramer shows up not talking.
Yep. But Sally's started a one-woman show, Steve. Very quickly, really. She got this advice. She's got the place set up. She's doing a one-woman show. Turns out the show isn't really some sort of fiction as much as a recounting of Jerry and Sally's little interaction recently. And Sally's going full on Jerry, and she's calling him the devil, Steve.
Oh, it's about me. Well, it's about me and this guy, Jerry Seinfeld, who I'd like to call the devil. Hey, Sally. I'm talking as him. So you got to imagine me with horns, a pitchfork, a tail, and hooves for feet.
Kramer's stricken to a vow of silence, Steve, but once Sally really starts getting personal with it, he can't even help himself. He starts laughing. He's snickering. You can hear it.
Sold out for 3 weeks.
I mean, I'd go see this, Steve. Jerry Seinfeld's the devil?
Yeah.
Put me on that Broadway show immediately. Give me that playbill, Steve. That's all the theater terminology I know. Take me to intermission, Steve. That's it. That's really it.
Elaine's she's with the New Yorker. Jerry's like, but you don't know how to draw. Oh yeah, your sad horses, or the sun with the smiley face, or how about the house with the smoke coming out the chimney? How about that one on the
What
corner
about
of the
that
paper?
clear cube?
Yeah,
Everything that I used to draw as a kid, that's messed up, Jerry. That's
yeah.
messed up.
Only thing it was missing was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. And Razor Ramon. I could definitely draw that Razor Ramon hair back in the day. But that's all it takes, Steve. Some good opinions, one idea for a cartoon, you're hired. That's all it takes. And you have to be in New York, apparently.
Jerry's talking to Sally again, and she asks, "Do you hate me, Jerry?" It's like, "Do you have to keep saying that I'm the devil?" But that's the title. I workshopped some other stuff, but that was a snooze fest. And then Newman shows up, and he wants an autograph. He's been to the show 6 times.
It's nice to see somebody making something about something that matters.
And I love the little dig because he's like, it's good to see a show about something.
She was on the rocks. She was a little like off her game, and now she's fully like Hollywood scum, where she's like, well, I guess I'll tinker with the language and see what I can do.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up, Sally.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
But now we're at George's, and he's watching his new girl, Janet, Femme Jerry, as some call her, putting on some makeup, Steve. He's talking to himself, and he's like, doesn't look like Jerry. You're all wrong. She's beautiful. Look at her.
So what if she looks like Jerry? I mean, I don't know, but like she's my best friend, like, and because she looks like her, like, so it basically it's fun because I can just have sex with her, and maybe that is the case. Maybe
Do I want to have sex with my best friend? And then he's like, all right, fuck, I don't want to think about that. And then it doesn't help anything because Janet's doing her makeup. She snaps him out of it. And she's like, you know what? I actually kind of do look like that Jerry guy.
I know.
George's dick is shrinking deeper and deeper into his fupa, so that's not helping anything. Then we cut to Jerry's, and Jerry's watching TV with Kramer. And we see a commercial now, Steve. She's made it to the TV.
She's got her own special. I never even had my own special.
That one woman show, Jerry Seinfeld's The Devil 2.0, apparently, is on some cable channel. Not only is it, the hits that he saw, she's added to it. And it's that conversation they had at the diner.
He's pawing at my sweater, said I'm a schmutzpah, and this is what he looks like when he's eating.
This is Jerry. She's Def Comedy jamming Jerry Seinfeld. And again, this is the one thing I would want to watch this woman actually do. I keep forgetting her name, but yes.
Griffin.
Kathy Griffin. Lane comes in, and she's got her first New Yorker cartoon, Steve, hot off the presses, and she's pretty impressed with herself.
She stayed out all night, and she looks like trash. Because even Jerry's like, if I stayed up all night, I'd fix myself before I go out.
Yeah, you had time. But she didn't, Steve, because she's been caught in the lab making genius all night and came out with this banger, which is just a pig at a window, I think, or at like some kind of counter saying he wish it was taller.
Yeah.
And it's not hitting the way that other one did.
What if it said, I can't find my receipt. My place is a sty. Why must you always be so jokey? I'm a comedian.
But regardless of the quality, it turns out that's coming out next week. That's it. It's locked in. Kramer had a note, though, that the pig should say, my wife's a slut, which I agree. I think he wrote it on a piece of paper. That's the most funniest thing Kramer ever did. But Jerry, he's not even thinking about the cartoon. Shout out to Elaine. She's trying to get her comeuppance in the comedy world, but he's still stuck on the Sally thing. He's never gotten a special. She's got a special. It's all about how bad he is. So he calls Sally up. He doesn't get her. He decides to leave a very opinionated voice message for her and just really kind of lay down the law a little bit, which is a mistake, but.
Because we cut to Sally, and she's doing her one-woman show again, and she's playing that recording on a phone that's looking like a Jerry Devil phone. And everyone is cracking up. Jerry finds that out by watching her on TV, and he's like, "What the boy?"
This Jerry, she's just going crazy on him, Steve.
I got 2 words for you, Jerry Seinfeld. Fuck you. She's like, how is she able to cuss on cable TV?
She got in an F-bomb! So now we cut to Elaine's office, and she's showing off this cartoon to, basically anybody that'll see it. And she's talking to, like, what I'm assuming is some kind of young intern or some guy that works at the office, and he's like, she's like, isn't this awesome? And he doesn't say no, but he's like, all right. What? Jay Peterman loves it, though. He sees it. He starts laughing. He's like, this is great. And that Jay Peterman voice. Ah, hey.
And then her coworker just walks away. You shouldn't make fun of pigs. And Peterman comes back, though. He's like, I recognize this. It's a Ziggy cartoon. Some charlatan has bitten off a Ziggy and passed it off as his own.
Oh, Ziggy. That's real intelligent commentary, Steve. And I think we all know that. Then we cut to George, dinner, Janet, no romance. And George is just trying to talk about anything that's not Jerry or Jerry looking related. He's like, whatever. Please.
It's not about looks. I remember you when we met. I remember when you said I was the prettiest girl at the party. And I remember you asking for gum because your breath smelled like hummus.
That's it. Yeah, gum. That's the thing. It's not you looking like Jerry and me when you have sex with Jerry. Because that would be weird.
We both like gum.
Yeah. Anything else would be weird. So he's really spiraling at this point, as George does. We've seen it 1,000 times. And then we cut to the diner, and Kramer's just having himself a silent, peaceful shake. Nice milkshake at a diner, Steve. I love it. We all do. But then Sally comes in. I mean, she's a mile a minute.
A mile a minute.
And Kramer, that silence valve's getting real tested because she won't stop. Jerry this. Freaking blah, 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 blah. I'm Kathy Griffin. Blah, 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 blah. He can't handle it, Steve. What happens?
You got to shut up. I haven't spoken in days.
He's an honest man, I guess. But then there's the racist stuff. So we got to just overlook that part of it. But George, it's still weird. Janet's getting ready for bed.
She got gum in her hair. She's talking to George off camera, off screen. He's just kind of deliberating, just going through everything that's been happening up to this point. And eventually she comes out. She's got the same Jerry do.
She had to cut her hair, Steve. There was apparently a lot of gum that got stuck in there. She's got the Jerry Supercuts package, Steve. It's right on. And it's alarming at this point. It seems like if he were to have sex with her, that he's asked for her to look like Jerry, almost. It's weird.
And George just runs out. We cut back to Elaine and Jerry. Jerry is surprised that Elaine even knows about Ziggy. Like, how do you know about Ziggy? She's like, it must have seeped through my subconscious. Putty has Ziggy bed sheets.
That's great. And I like that Ziggy even threw her a jab in their cartoon saying that the New Yorker was ripping them off. So the Ziggy team threw a nice subtle, well, it wasn't even subtle, right across the face, Steve. This is beef in the cartoon world.
Wow. We cut back to Sally's cable show, and Jerry broke off all contact with the lady. So now he's like, man, I'm in the clear. I'll never have to hear my name come out of her mouth. Now Sally, she's like, well, back to Jerry. He makes all of his best friends date people who look like him.
What the hell? So it's clear Kramer broke that silence, Steve, and Jerry's pissed. And rightfully so. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Friendships are getting tested. Sally's going nuclear on him. Jerry sits down when he pees.
I thought you stopped talking. Well, it starts now.
Yeah, that's convenient. Episode over, but there's always a credit sequence, and it's George and Jerry hanging out. Janet's out of the picture. So George is kind of talking about the breakup. I mean, he's like, look, man, we're never going to talk about this. Like, this is going under the rug and staying under the rug.
I like how they say it without saying it because like that, like, yeah, like, so you, yeah, yeah. So you want to go see a movie? I'm going to take a few days off. On that same day in 97, Gridlock premieres. Two friends try to kick their drug addiction after a friend overdoses. When they try to enroll in a detox program, things quickly go wrong. Directed by Vondi Curtis Hall, starring Tim Roth, Tupac Shakur, and Thandie Newton.
Rewatched it, Steve. I didn't like this movie when I originally saw it. I don't know what I was expecting, but upon rewatch, really enjoyed it. And I found out some stuff about it that made it even cool. Like the guy Vondi, what's his name? Vondi, the guy who directed this.
Vondi Curtis Hall.
It's kind of like based off of his life, I guess. Like he was a musician in Detroit, and I guess like this story, he wrote it and directed this movie based on his experiences, which is crazy. And then like this guy's actually like somebody you've seen in a lot of movies. This Vondi Curtis Hall guy. So
a lot of movies.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Tupac's portrayal in this. He's great. Tim Roth, I mean, he's never not good. He's great in everything. There's a lot of movies about people doing junk in the 90s, Steve. This Train Spotting stuff,
Spotting.
Heroin was in. This is a heroin movie, Steve.
It got Nirvana a lot of hits, but I did not know that about Vondi Curtis Hall, but I read some facts on it, and they said that his wife and his baby at the time, they were in this movie. Tupac playing a junkie, that was just never on my bingo card ever as a Tupac fan growing up. And again, man, and speaking of 6 Degrees of Separation, Bokeem Woodbine is in this movie, and he's another one of those guys that just still to this day, he pops up in a lot of various things.
He's good in this too. I mean, he's a good intense drug dealer in a lot of stuff, or like criminal, and yeah, he's good in this. Thandie Newton, he's very famous, very beautiful. I forgot she was in this. They're musicians, like Tim Roth, Tupac. I think Thandie Newton's like the singer in the group, but they're like, struggling musicians. They're heroin addicts. They're good, but I wouldn't call it a fun movie, but I think there's some really good stuff in it. There's some funny stuff too, just because they're junkies doing junkie shit. Like when Tim Roth has to stab Tupac, I always thought that was a really funny scene. I remember that.
What I liked about this movie, or one of the things I liked about it, is that it's true to life. Like knowing now that Vondi Curtis Hall, this was his actual life, that adds to it for me, man. And it speaks on what's really going on in the world, like how these government agencies fail us.
Yeah.
Like Tupac and Tim Roth, they legit want help. They're trying to kick the habit. They want to do better, man. And all of these various offices, they're like, no, you got to go over here. Or no, like all of them, in each occurrence, the person at the desk is being short with them. And it's unfortunate because that's what people are really dealing with out here today. Still to this, they were dealing with it back then, and they're still dealing with it, man. Like our whole health, all of this is fucked, man. Like I don't know why we're not copying Canada. They got it figured out. Us, they can't even do anything for the poor, people who want to do for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, this movie, a lot of it is about like the bureaucratic nonsense that you have to deal with for anything. And yeah, there's a lot of people that are like, it's like, just because you want to kick this habit, like their attitude's like, I don't care. Like you're just step in line, like they're just kind of treating them like a number and stuff. So yeah, there's that. And they're also junkies, so they're running from people they've ripped off. So there's that. The director's actually one of the people that they ripped off. You're right. There's a lot of like deep things in that didn't come across to me when I watched this in 97. I was just trying to watch a Tupac movie, probably expecting juice and didn't get that. Because this is more of a heady movie. There's some comedy in it, but there's just a lot of it's a good drama. And it's way better than I thought it would. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, a turn for Pac for sure. In 1999, She's All That premieres. When Zach's famous girlfriend Taylor cheats on him with another boy and parts ways with him, he makes a bet with his friends to turn a socially inept Lainey into the high school's next prom queen. Directed by Robert Isco, starring Freddie Prinze Jr., Rachel Lee Cook, Matthew Lillard, Paul Walker, Jody Lynn O'Keefe, Kevin Pollak, Usher Raymond, Lil' Kim, and Anna Paquin.
Lil' Kim?
Lil' Kim?
Okay. This was never my thing. I knew about this movie because of spoof movies mostly. I mean, this was a huge movie when we were kids and when we, in high school and stuff. Freddie Prinze, shout out to Paul Walker. I always think because Kendra kind of was like schooling me on the actual like story of this. Matthew Lillard's character is kind of a strange thing in this. He's a guy who is on the real world, who's older than everybody, who's banging this high school chick, who I think is Freddie Prinze's ex.
Oh, wow.
Some problematic stuff, but I mean, filled to the brim with 90s up and comers, Steve. I think this is like a cookie cutter template movie because there's a lot of stories like about this, like making an ugly duckling beautiful type situation. I feel like for us in our generation, this was the one.
I didn't care about it then, and I don't care about it now. I just remember the song. Bling, bling, everything is so good. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I am watching this shit.
Oh my God. Steve. Steve, that's not.
Rico. Suave.
Now you got.
See, now you're back. That's all we gotta do. That's the secret to life, Steve. When life throws you a bunch of BS, you just go
Rico.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, she's all that is not all that at all. And even the ugly duckling of the movie, as somebody who was an ugly duckling, it just hurts my feelings. Because Rachel Lee Cook, all you got to do is take the glasses off. Apparently, that's it, right?
Don't you love that 90s logic? Like, we can see that's a hot jig in those glasses. Keep them glasses on. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, just put a potato sack on her because that's what high school chicks wear around, smocks and whatever. Yeah. That's all it takes. But you know what, Steve? The Wayans brothers did it better, and that's all I'll say.
In bringing it full circle, the WWE thing. So did you know Freddie Prinze Jr. was a writer for WWE?
I actually did know that just because of podcasts and stuff. Freddie Prinze Jr. ended up being a guy who's way cooler than I ever thought he was when I was a kid. Stand-up guy too. He's not like a piece of shit that a lot of dudes in the 90s were. He seems like a pretty decent person, and the fact that he was involved in wrestling heavily, I mean, you got to give the guy some kudos, Steve.
Well, even more so because do you know how he left or why he left WWE?
Stephanie just couldn't take not having him physically.
Well, it was a comment made by Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. So like they brought back that series Tough Enough, and he was the judge. So one of the contestants was a mom. She was an older, like middle-aged mom, and she wanted to do this for her kids. She did this for her children, and Steve Austin was like, "That's bullshit. You know how many Father of the Year awards I got?" Puts up a 0. And Freddie Prinze, he saw this and he was like, man, you know what? At that point, I got to quit, man. I want to be Father of the Year. I have children. And so he told Stephanie that, and she was like, she was disappointed because she really had plans for him. Like she's like, we were going to give you SmackDown to be the head writer. And he's like, that's great. But I just can't do it. After that. Yeah. So shout out to Freddie Prinze Jr. Still love you, Stone Cold, but man, you can be a little too cold.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Freddie Prinze? What? That's crazy, though. I wonder what storylines he was a part of, like, that he wrote. I'd be interested to know, like, what he had his hand in creatively in the wrestling. But, yeah, dude, it is funny, like, I didn't have anything against Freddie Prinze, but I just always thought he was kind of like a handsome D-bag, and then you find out he's actually kind of a cool dude, That's cool.
Yeah, they, kind of change your opinion. But yeah, she's all that, not all that. But any callbacks, shout outs, or switchblades in your tongue?
I just want to give a quick shout out just because, we talk about people we like in action movies, action stars with the top notch guys of the 90s, the Stallones and the Schwarzeneggers and what have yous. Let's throw Tom Berenger in the mix, Steve. This he's tough as nails. He'll substitute your ass and choke you out. So let's not give this guy short shrift. Just a shout out, Tommy B. Love you in a war movie. Steve's hating. Don't listen to him.
I mean, because you're comparing him to people who have a catalog of action movies. All I know about is Substitute in this.
Steve, go back, man. Go
Correct
back.
me if I'm wrong, man.
Platoon, Steve. Freaking Platoon. He goes off the handle.
That's true. See, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt.
Man, that's not very.
Rico.
I'm back, Steve. That's it. How about you, Steve?
Again, man, Seinfeld is airing The Suicide in 92, and this is the beginning of them going into their supremacy in the sitcom world, man. The Suicide is basically Jerry's neighbor. He commits suicide by overdosing. He tries to overdose on pills. So while he's on his deathbed, Jerry visits him, and the guy's girlfriend is there, and he knew that she was making passes at him. And now that he's on his deathbed, they're basically sitting on the man's deathbed, and they start making out. Like they come together. Yeah, and Jerry gets weirded out. Like, you sure this is the right arena? She's like, why not? And she's just so into Jerry. I guess that was her thing. But Family Matters in 93 is airing A Thought in the Dark, and this is the debut of Myra Monkhouse Bunkhouse. Boutros Monkhouse. This is her first episode, and I kind of wanted to cover this, but man, that Jerry episode, damn, I couldn't pass that up.
Jerry.
And Sabrina is airing Mrs. Kraft, and I also want to mention Martin Mull again, because Martin Mull, he has a recurring role as Sabrina's teacher, and he ends up getting it in with one of her aunts, and basically like cheating on his wife with one of Sabrina's aunts. And then Jerry Springer gets involved, and I kind of want to cover that because of those things. Yeah,
that's legendary, but I'll just check that out myself, Steve.
Yeah, Mr. or Mrs. Kraft.
Maul got one of the witches, Steve?
Right after he played Leon on Roseanne's Diner. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, Martin
But
Mull.
please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister to are Rico. Are
Suave.
Check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on the podcast, and Wrestling with Ron Zillow on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the flat kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
Rico. Suave.